What's going on, Golden Eagles? Welcome to another episode, a very special episode of Hub City Gameday. Today is a homecoming episode today. I'm your host. I'm not the usual host, but we're going to work with it today. We got my man Andy here. Andy, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I just think it's a little funny. We got a third host this season.
Hey, man. Third host. We have 3 QBs, you know what I'm saying? We're going to rock with it. Somebody going to lead the Eagles. Somebody going to lead Hub City Gameday. We got to get into it.
That's right.
And speaking of the Golden Eagles, let's talk about the recent, I'm not going to say disappointing loss, but loss.
Man, I'll tell you, any loss is a disappointing loss, whether it's by 1 point or whether it's by 5 touchdowns.
You're right.
I'm just going to be honest. Like, we were heavily favored to lose that game last week, and that's what we went up there and did. ULM is a very well-coached team.
They are. This is true.
You know, and I'll say Southern Miss has thrown a lot of excuses up the last few years as to why we can't get good. But I don't understand how at ULM the coach can be there for – this is his first season.
Not even a full 12 months, bro. I think it might be 6.
And if ULM wins their next game, they're bowl eligible for the first time in a long time.
1987.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't even alive then. We weren't even thought of. That's just bad.
It's a long time.
So let's talk about what went wrong for the game. What do you think?
We just can't convert on third downs. We can't throw the ball. We can't run the ball. We can't stop the ball. It's just a massacre on all ends of the field, man, and it's a shame to watch, but to the top.
Hey, man. Like Andy said, we could not convert on third down. But look, it's a new week, homecoming week. Eagles, they're pumped up. Our starting quarterback today will be Ethan Crawford. Again, now, last week he didn't, but it's homecoming. It's a new day. What's the keys to the game for us to win today?
We got to be able to throw the ball, run the ball, convert the ball, and stop the ball. We got to do everything that we ain't been doing all year.
So we got to win, essentially, because we ain't been doing that either.
We haven't won. We haven't won since the second game of the season. We got to win. You know, a win today means that it doesn't necessarily mean much for Will Hall's career here at Southern Miss, but it does add another bright side to the rest of the season.
Okay. And so for Will Hall, what would be the keys today? Like, what do we have to do to guarantee at least a 3-point loss at that?
Like I've been saying, we gotta be able to throw the ball. You know, every game this year we have struggled with passing the ball from Ethan Crawford and Tate Rodemaker and John White. Like, I understand, you know, quarterbacking is a hard position. Every position on that field is a hard position.
Especially at the D1 level, for sure.
Right. But whenever, like, historically with Southern Miss, we are an offensively powered school. We have the nasty bunch defense, but when you look up all the top players that have come from Southern Miss throughout history, they are offensive players. Brett Favre, Tony Smith, Sammy Winder, Reggie Collier. We rely heavily on offense. You know, Southern Miss has only had one player drafted in the NFL the last 5 years.
Yeah, and he was a D lineman, so that speaks a lot.
We've been struggling with offense for years. A good offense is the key to winning this game today. We're about, I think we're less than 30% on converting on third down this year.
I know we went 1 for 14 last game, but it's pretty shoddy.
We got to get all that covered.
Well, like you were saying, converting on third down is just not our strong suit. 1 for 14 the last game. Game before that, I want to say we were like 2 for 12. The Jackson State game, we don't even want to talk about that game. That was just a bad game. But look, man, I think our keys today, personally, feed the ball to 5. He's our goal line back. He's not necessarily our every down back, but when he gets in the game, he gets you 40 yards. He gets you to the goal line.
That's right.
You have Kyron Heath, who went off the first 2 games, fell off the face of earth after that. We got to get him the ball more. Mm-hmm. Defense, to stop Arkansas State, we're going to have to go to 3-3-5 today. We can't do our modified 4-2, whatever. 3-3-5, they start running the ball, then we'll go to a 5-2.
Right.
Those are going to be the keys. The little stuff like that is going to win the game. Stop missing tackles. Like, I know if you're playing DB, you're not supposed to be a tackling person. We're not the Legion of Boom. We don't have that, but we got to make the tackles. Our corners miss a bunch of tackles. Dylan Lawrence shouldn't be going all over the field as free safety.
That's right.
So those would be our keys today.
That's exactly right. Affecting on all sides of the ball.
But look, man, one more question today. What would be the key for us to somewhat make a bowl game this year? Do you think it's possible?
It's a cloudy thing to think about because we've got a tough schedule the rest of the year. We have Marshall. We have James Madison. I think we got
James Madison though. I'm not too highly favored on him. I feel like that'll be their trap game. Us.
Yeah, but it's at James Madison. That's the only thing. And I believe that's next week. So if we lose today, there's a higher probability we're losing next week. If we win today, we have to win
today
and
continue to win.
And then we still have to. We've got James Madison, Marshall, who is doing pretty good this year.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to do as good as they were, but they have Chad Pennington's son. You gotta. I'm not gonna say NFL legend, but an NFL quarterback. His kids playing now. You got a shot, a huge shot.
We got Texas State on the schedule.
That's an automatic loss. I'm gonna be real with you. That's an automatic loss.
And then we also get South Alabama. It's a home game. South Al's looked a little scary this year. But it may be something we can shine against.
A home game, bro? They are an hour down the road.
It's a home game for them,
They might bring more fans than we bring. You know, we don't really pack the stadium. But look, at the Rock today, I'm gonna need everybody there. We've been slacking on attendance, and it's kind of messing up the team, man. Y'all got to come out. Got to come support.
That's right. But bowl eligibility, it can happen. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't think so. I see probably 2-10 on the rest of the year, man.
2-10. Well, look, man. What we got to do to make a bowl, we got to transport somewhere else. Speaking of transport, Andy, I'm not going to be here long. I'm not going to leave you by yourself. I'm about to head with my boy Micah to have another segment of Hub City Game Day, something new, something we're bringing to the table. We'll be right back with you.
Man, thank you for that. Hey, Gabe, you move pretty fast, man. Spirit Park a good little ways away, man.
If we need a running back, bro, just let me know.
We might need a running back, but welcome to the national sports segment of Hub City Game Day. I am here with Gabe Calhoun, and I'm here with a very special guest, somebody that's near and dear to SM2. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Mya.
What's up, y'all? I'm Mya Evans. I am an alumni from the University of Southern Mississippi.
SMTT, baby. SMTT.
And I was a part of the SM2 sports crew.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This young lady is very talented, and I'm glad that she is here with us today to talk a little bit about these national matchups coming up. So, let's get straight to it. The first national matchup, we talking about Georgia versus Texas. Now, Texas is new to the SEC, and in my opinion, this is their first real test. Gabe, tell me what you're thinking.
Look, Texas, they got it all. Defense, offense, special teams, whatever you need. The thing is, can they do that against Georgia? Now, we know Georgia in the first half, they're non-existent. They're just not there. Mm-hmm. They play with 10 people on the field instead of 11. Maybe that 11 person, he come in the second half, he do something else. But the key today, Quinn Ewers. If he gets started early, Georgia won't have a chance.
Of course. And Mya, speaking on Quinn Ewers, he has been hurt. He's been out. How do you think him coming back from that injury and playing against a very physical Georgia defense will affect his play? Will that affect him mentally, or will he come out there and rock out?
Okay, first, he don't need to throw no interceptions because last game he had like 2 to 3 interceptions in that first half. So all he got to do, his O-line just got to protect him. He just got to protect himself so he won't get back into that injury prone. And he'll be straight.
Of course.
He'll be straight.
And this is a game that Georgia is built for these type of games. Mm-hmm. You know, Kirby Smart runs a program that feeds off of these type of games, these big-time matchups. So I'm expecting Georgia to come out. Like you said, they are a little bit slow coming out. I'm looking for them not to do that because you come out slow against a team like Texas, you will get beat. We saw that with Alabama. They went up 28-7. They went up 28-7 early because Georgia came out slow on offense. Yeah. So I'm looking for Carson Beck to come out slinging. I want him to hit. I want him to hit it and go fast because that's the only way they're going to get ahead.
See, bro, the problem with Carson Beck, he has the accuracy of a blind man. It's not no shame against him, but like some of the throws, I feel like I can make them. And I'm not a Power 5 quarterback, but he made me look like one. He has to just, I don't know if he has to like take some calming medicines or pharmaceutical something, but he's got to calm down. DKR is a rough place to play. He got to be the man today.
Yeah, he be a little nervous to me, especially when he play against like good teams.
Yeah, he does seem a little shaky.
Yeah.
In those big time moments. But like I said, Kirby Smart knows how to get his guys together. Mm-hmm. You know, that video surfaced a few years ago of Kirby Smart kind of gaslighting his team, telling them that, they think y'all underdogs, they think y'all underrated.
To lose to Bama, though.
And they won the national championship.
Hey, an actual thing, I found out, the senior class, they're like 47-3, and all 3 losses come to Bama. So any game that's not Nick Saban related or has anything to do with Nick Saban, Georgia win it.
They got a chance. They got a chance.
So, staying over in the SEC, we have another big-time matchup.
Ooh.
I'm liking LSU versus Arkansas. Now, Mya, tell me your opinion. Arkansas is possibly could be missing some key players in that
Yeah.
quarterback, Taylor Green, and defensive end, Landon Jackson. How do you think that connection between Grant Nussmeier and Kyron Lacey for LSU going to work out?
Man, just they got to keep doing what they doing. You seen it. I seen it. If they keep doing what they doing, they could be very successful and win this game and not get upset.
Of course. So, Dave, we know Arkansas is known for one thing, and what's that one thing, my brother?
No, they got a good barbecue.
Okay.
Maybe a good baseball team.
Aside from baseball, aside
Yeah.
from the barbecue, Arkansas is known for that run game.
Yes.
So how does that run game affect LSU against that great LSU defense missing
See.
Harold Perkins?
See, so from what I was told, Harold Perkins is playing today. I don't know if that's
That's
still.
the fastest ACL recovery I've ever seen in my life.
That's what I was told. He's going to try. But it doesn't look likely. You know they always say that to try to put fear in other teams' heart. That's not happening. But, bro, you got a 2-quarterback system. Both quarterbacks play the same. Except Taylor Green, he has more experience. He is still questionable. But when it comes to that, it depends what Sam Pittman's going to do. You know he has some trick plays up his sleeve. We've seen him against Tennessee. I don't think the wells run dry for him yet. He probably got something. Maybe the kicker going to throw a touchdown or something. The center going to catch a 50-yard pass. Something going to happen for him today. So LSU has to overcome the getting punched in the mouth by a trick play.
Yeah, most definitely. I think Arkansas would like to play time of possession ball. They want to play ball that is keep the ball out of Kyron Lacey's hands,
Yes.
keep the ball out of Grant Nussmeier's hands, and keep the ball out of that true freshman, redshirt freshman running back.
Yes.
Keep the ball out of their hands, because once their offense gets going, it's dangerous what they can do.
Yeah.
So play to your strengths. We said this last week. We said this last show when they were playing Tennessee, and they beat Tennessee because they were able to play Sam Pittman ball. They were able to run the ball. They were able to get stops on defense. They were able to control the clock.
Yeah.
So if they can do this again versus LSU, I like their chances. But like I said, the last time we seen a wide receiver and a quarterback duo in LSU, they won a national championship. So,
Yep.
We're going to put an asterisk on that. We're going to put an asterisk on
2020, what a good year.
So we gonna see. I have a lot of faith in LSU for this game.
Yes.
Now, on to a game that I think has a lot of implications for the rest of this conference is Iowa State versus UCF. Now, Big, you told me that they will be starting a true freshman quarterback. How do you think he's going to play going up against a 6-0 team? The first time Iowa State's been 6-0 since 1938.
See, now one thing, I don't know where the game is today. I believe it is in Ames. But if it's at the bounce house, E.J. Colson, he's close to home. He's an Orlando guy. He might get it done. Highly doubt it. Rocco Beck for Iowa State. A couple more games, he could be in the Heisman conversation. The boy's good. They have talented wide receivers. They can run the ball. They can catch the ball in the backfield. UCF has no stop for that. The only way UCF gets something done is they give the ball to R.J. Harvey and Kobe Perry. Now, whether that be with Jakari Brown, who's the transfer backup quarterback, KJ Jefferson, who I kind of take my words back for him being a Heisman dark horse because I've always liked KJ, but this year he's showing that he's 35 years of age and it's time for him to get a real job. Put the fries in the bag, KJ.
Oh
Put
my
my
God.
fries in the bag. You
What
were
is
really
wrong
upsetting me
with
this
you?
year, man.
I mean, to be with, I'm with you, man. KJ is a Mississippi boy from Sardis, so I
Yeah.
always root for KJ. I'm a little
KJ
sad.
gonna be back up here working at Wards next week and he don't quit playing. Be completely honest with you, because
I'm a little sad that my boy KJ got bent. So, Mike, Iowa State 6-0 for the first time since 1938. What does that mean to a team like this, and can they continue this role going into
Man,
deeper into the season?
that's huge. That's almost 100 years, y'all.
Almost 100 years.
Almost 100 years. I mean, like, all I got to say is keep doing what they doing. Get stops, make good plays, no turnovers, because they look really good. They look really good. Like, for a person, like, for Iowa State to be out the picture for that long, and they coming up on top, and are they ranked yet?
I believe so.
they are.
They're ranked, and they're ranked too, so they got to keep doing what they doing, and let not this 6-0 get in their head.
But their
like, they
quarterback
just keep
system is good too.
focused.
They made Brock Purdy look good. If you can do that,
Yes.
you need $1 million job.
The thing
Yes.
about Iowa State is they're a very scrappy team.
Mm-hmm.
They have always had this mentality of scratch, claw, find a way to win.
Yeah.
But
11
now-
hats to the ball on defense at all
Exactly.
times.
But now they have the offensive firepower where it's like,
Yeah, yep. We don't need it. We don't need to just scrap up. We can just go out there and get it.
let's
Go there
let's
and
go throw a deep ball.
Yeah.
Let's go have some fun out there. So I'm excited to see what Iowa State does and how they're going to shake up in the Big 12.
yes.
Now, on to something a little bit more personal, a little bit more important to us is the mental health. A lot of people overlook their mental health, but here at Southern Miss, we have a professional, Miss Doctor, Dr. Portia Granger.
That's my dog.
Specializes in helping athletes control their mental health. College athletes face many challenges. The long practices, heavy workloads in the classroom, balancing their social life, and performing at a high level on their respective fields or courts. But these are just the seen problems. What about the unseen? According to the NCAA, about 30% of college athletes struggle with mental health. Most universities have a specialist dedicated to make sure athletes are mentally ready to compete. Here at Southern Miss, we have Dr. Portia Granger.
Yes, my name is Dr. Portia Granger. I am the Director of Sports Counseling and Performance here with Southern Miss Athletics.
That weighs heavy, ladies. That weighs heavy. We may not feel like it sometimes, and I understand that. And we came here to do a job. We came here to do a job. And we don't leave here until that job is done.
I received my bachelor's here at USL. My bachelor's is in psychology. While I was here, I was also a D1 athlete. I ran track here. I triple jump. I ran under Coach Wayne Williams, and Coach Greg Stringer was my jump coach. I hit a rough patch during my junior year where I sustained an injury that I couldn't necessarily bounce back from. So I wasn't able to contribute to the team as well as I've been used to. So I had to call it a wrap my senior year and figure out how to be a non-athlete student. That adjustment was very difficult for me because I had been an athlete all my life. It was attached to my identity, actually. And I didn't have the services that I provide for the athletes now, and I wish I did. I firmly believe that performance, physical performance, is contingent upon your mindset, your mental toughness, if we should say. If you don't take care of your mental, it could impact your physical and leave you more susceptible to injury. Or it can exacerbate the injuries that are already there, making it more difficult and prolong the healing process or recovery process. A lot of times people get in their heads, basically. When you get in your head and you start to spiral, you're susceptible to more errors. Errors lead to injuries. It's just a whole downward spiral that happens if athletes don't learn how to adjust and cope prior to competition, prior to practice, prior to play. So that's why I'm here, to be proactive with the athletes. But I get a lot of athletes who have already suffered and now they're wanting to get something done about it.
Are you really ready right now? No. Right? Right. Because think about the challenges that are coming up for you.
When you get the media coverage that we get here, you don't just get the pressure that you put on yourself, you get pressure from people you haven't even met. You know, fans can be really brutal. People who probably have never even gone to college can be really brutal, not understanding that these athletes are emerging adults. They're still 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Williams at Bama is 17, right? So still pretty much late adolescence, going into emerging adults, still trying to figure out life. They're in a very transitional stage in their lives. They have to figure out life outside of sports, on top of be able to perform so that they can be the best in their field or the best at their school or in their division. It's just a lot of pressure. And I really would like for the public to understand that these are not robots. Athletes are not robots. They have feelings. Whether they show them or not, they have them, and they deal with them different ways, and you'd be surprised how we don't deal with them and what kind of impact and consequences there are as a result of that. So I definitely think pressure is the biggest one.
Man, that was an amazing interview with Dr. Portia Granger. I enjoyed the talk I had with her. She's a smart, well-educated woman, and the conversation was very nurturing. But enough talk about mental health. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. We're going to do our predictions. I'm going to start with you, Andy. Southern Miss, Arkansas State.
Tough game for the Golden Eagles, but you know, Arkansas State was favored to win the conference whenever the season first started, or maybe not win the conference, but they were favored to go pretty far this year. They're 3-3 right now. I don't see the season ending too well for them. Maybe a bowl game. I don't see us heading to a bowl game, and I don't see us winning this game, man. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I got us losing 31-21.
So I'm in the same boat. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Southern Miss really hasn't been blown out outside of Kentucky. They've been able to keep these games close. They just have not been able to
Finish.
get over at home, finish, and make those plays to get a win. So I'm going to go with Arkansas State as well, and I'm going to go 28-14. Gabe, tell me what you're thinking.
Ooh, 35-17 Arkansas State. The only bowl game we're making this year is the Rent Center, sit at home and watch the other teams play bowl. Cause we just ain't got it this year, man. I don't know what we got going on, but the only way we win today, we have to stop everything they can even try to do. And we got to stop them more than once because everybody can convert on 4th down on us.
Okay.
That's kind of rough.
I'm going to go with the home team on their homecoming.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with the home team on their homecoming. It's not going to be a blowout, but I can see them winning at least 20-17.
It's on freshman difficulty if we do that.
Freshman, varsity, something like that.
Below freshman. We in the 8th grade difficulty. We ain't
Not
even
too
in the
much
freshman
now.
no more.
Not too much.
Ooh.
All right, so moving on to this next game, LSU, Arkansas, we talked about it for the national segment. You didn't get your chance to shine, so let me know how you feel.
Today's a weird day for the SEC. You know, I said it a while ago. Everything's going to get shaken up today. It's a messy,
All right.
and it's going to be rough. Are they playing in Fayetteville or is it in Baton Rouge?
I believe it's in Fayetteville.
I think no matter what, if Arkansas had the power to beat Tennessee, they got the power to beat LSU. It's going to be a big game for both teams, especially after the Tennessee win and LSU beat Ole Miss last week. But I got LSU. They're going to blow it. It's going to Arkansas 24-4. Arkansas 24, LSU.
LSU gonna blow. You hear that, folks? They're going to blow a lead. Gabe, what you think?
Look, man, no Harold Perkins. That's going to be a huge letdown. He's going to stop the run game for them. Now, they got another guy. I don't know his name. I didn't really see him. I watched the highlights. Middle linebacker. He's sideline with it. He can cover Arkansas's RPO game. But if it's in Fayetteville, Wu Pick 2 is going to be too strong, man. So if it's in Fayetteville, 27-21 Arkansas. If it's not in Fayetteville, 31-30, 2-point conversion for Arkansas. They get the win in Baton Rouge.
Okay. Maya, going over to you. What's your thoughts on this game?
I think LSU can put it off. I think they can put it off. Like, away games, you got to win those games, too. You just can't win at home. So if they stay focused, they come out on top, 35-38, by 3, win by 3.
I like that. And for me, I'm an offensive guy, man. I know I played D-tackle when I was on the field, but I love some offense, and LSU has just that.
They do.
Byron Lacey, dog, probably the #1 receiver in this draft class. I'm going to go LSU. You don't think so?
I don't know, man.
Why not?
He up there, but I don't know, man.
I'm going to say he's the #1 receiver in this draft class. Him and Grant Nussmeier finally hitting that stride. They got that connection going on. That game winner versus Ole Miss. And he celebrated. He acted like he'd been there before. He knew this was what I do.
It was no gun celebration.
Exactly.
They need to let them have fun, man. Let the kids have fun. They in college. They struggling. But they ain't
I don't know
struggling.
about the gun celebration.
Well, not the gun, but like, you know what I'm saying.
Let 'em have.
Yeah, keep it PG.
So I'm going to say LSU.
PG-13.
I'm going to say LSU 35.
Maybe.
I'm going to say Arkansas 7. I think LSU going to come out there and put a whooping on that offense, especially if Taylor Green comes back.
They're going to take it. How about that?
We shall see.
And he's a little bit pessimistic about that. But so let's move on to a game he might be a little bit more optimistic. Let's go to the Georgia versus Texas game. Tell me how you feeling.
Biggest game in the country today. Georgia versus Texas. In Austin. Darrell K. Royal Stadium is going to be jumping and bumping. The Longhorns are going to take care of business. They're going to show everybody why they are indeed still one of the blue bloods of college football. Georgia's had a rough patch lately. They've struggled since the Tennessee, the Kentucky game. I got Texas taking a big win at home, sending UGA and the rest of the Bulldogs back to Athens, 42-28.
Oh.
That's a bold claim.
Yeah.
That Georgia defense,
Kirby
42.
don't do that, man.
Kirby don't do that, man. Gabe, let me hear what you say. Let me hear how you feel.
You know what I'm saying? So you got this.
See, got
We're going like this.
Put him down.
I can't go against Kirby. Now, if he's not playing the Crimson Tide, he's one of the best coaches out there. Now, like I said earlier, Carson Beck, he have to get it together today. You know, he dating that girl from TikTok, the Cabinet girl. He got to break up with her today. He got to play. Because, like Andy said, DKR is going to be on, they're going to be on all 10 on him. So he got to complete the first 5 passes. He might be straight. But with that being said, I give it to Georgia, 35-21. They're going to get a late pick 6. They're going to try to throw the ball down the field to Isaiah Bond, which he shouldn't have let them. He's seeing what's happening right now.
I will
They're going to try
say,
to get a late pick 6, and it's going to be, Georgia's going to continue to roll.
I will say this
Roll
real
down.
quick. This is one of my favorite games in the SEC ever. The Battle of the Saban Assistants.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
yes.
I didn't even think
Of course.
about that.
Nick
Yeah.
Saban has a lot of heritage and a lot of his fingerprints all over the SEC. Amaya, we got the other, we got the horns down.
And we're gonna have the horns up. Stark and Company gonna get it done. They're gonna get it done. It's gonna be a blowout.
She got too
Because
much faith.
Georgia is a second half team. We know this. But I'm gonna give it to them. We're gonna do a high game. We're gonna do 49-45. I feel like the kicker gonna win it. The kicker gonna win it for somebody. Yeah.
Fireworks. And we saw fireworks in Alabama and Georgia.
Ooh, boy.
And I think
Ooh,
we're
boy.
going to see some more fireworks. And I'm going to take them Bulldogs. Georgia is a second half team. I will give them that. But this is the game that Kirby Smart coaches for. This is the game that he gets his team prepared for. We've seen him countless
We're
times.
gonna hook them up.
They gonna be in my white on rice.
I think Kirby Smart keeps these guys rolling. They come out that locker room with some fire. They come out that locker room with some energy. I'm going to say 42-35. I'm going to give Georgia the edge.
And they playing in Texas.
It's at DKR. It is.
Ooh.
But they play well on the road against Bama. So
I know that,
I
but
wouldn't say well.
that stadium
They
is
played-
they
loud.
turned up in that second
They played
half.
all right.
They turned
The
up in that second
stadium
half.
is loud.
They lost to a
y'all.
17-year-old, man.
It's
We can't let
loud in
that go.
Texas.
We
It's
can't let that
loud.
go.
Okay.
That stadium is loud.
Boy can't even vote yet, and you lost to him. That's sad.
I understand, but it's time to bounce back for the Bulldogs. Now, moving on to the FCS. NDSU versus South Dakota State, a big rivalry out there in the FCS world. How do you feel about this game, man?
I said Texas and Georgia was the biggest game of the day. As South Dakota State and North Dakota State is the biggest game in the country in the FCS world. Of course, got a number 1 versus a number 2 matchup in the FCS.
Gotta love it.
You do.
That's right. You got to love it, man. And this can very easily be a game that we see in the Missouri Valley Conference Championship and also in the playoffs, in the FCS playoffs. You know, they got I think it's a 2014 playoff. Anything can happen there. And heck, it might even be the national championship. It's happened before. It'll be a big game. Me personally, it'll be, like I said, it'll be a big game. But I see North Dakota State taking it 27-14.
So, Gabe, how you feeling? We feeling Bisons or we feeling Jackrabbits?
Look, we feeling the Bisons today, man. They had a great game against Colorado. Now, they didn't get the result they wanted because they ain't got Travis Hunter. You can't do nothing about that. But this is a new North Dakota State team. They're not just running the ball down your throat no more. They're not making Carson Beck and Trey Lance look good. They actually got a quarterback. Now, they do have a Lance over there. He's a wide receiver. He's going to be better than this player. Let's be honest. The kid goes crazy. Can they cover him today is going to be the thing for them. No, they can't. So I think the score's going to be 38-24. And this will be the bounce back that South Dakota gets in the playoffs. You know, they're going to have blood in their mouth. So this is going to be a semifinal to a finals matchup in the FCS.
For sure.
I'm gonna take North Dakota State University. They just good.
Hey, you know, shout out to my boy AD, man.
They just
North Dakota State alumni.
like everybody always question why they not in another conference or with Georgia, Alabama, because in the FCS they always number 1.
Yeah, they run it.
Always.
You don't want to leave.
So I got them at 28-20. I feel like the defenses against each other gonna do good.
Jaguars gonna get it. NDSU is known for smash mouth, hard nosed, physical football. Even if they running RPOs, they might be doing a few more play action. They might
Run it for 40 yards.
exactly. They might be distracted a little bit more often.
Yeah.
But the identity of NDSU is we finna come out here, we finna hit you in the mouth, and we gonna do it again and again and again until the triple zeros is on that clock. So I'm gonna go NDSU. I'm gonna say the defense comes to play. I'm gonna say 28-3.
Ooh. Wow, you got to put some respect on South Dakota, though. Come on now.
Hey,
South Dakota State not gonna score for 3 points.
I want to see that defense come to show. This is a game that we all know NDSU can dominate if they come out here like Gabe said they play.
The Southern Miss beat any.
So South Dakota State not scoring?
We're not gonna talk about it. On to Iowa State versus UCF. Andy,
You know, this is personally one of my biggest games of the week. I will say, since UCF has been in the Big 12, they've been, let's be honest, it's been disappointing.
Yeah, it's been mid. Like,
You know, I
very
don't
much.
necessarily think UCF and Cincinnati were ready for that jump up
Yeah.
yet. Well, Houston's been struggling too.
Yeah.
But I tell you, that Iowa State team, man, I'm liking them this year.
Yeah.
I think they're 6-0 for the first time in almost 90 years.
Yep.
It's been a pretty long
They've
time.
never had a 10-win season. There they're one of the very few. I think it's like them and Vanderbilt. Two of the few Power 4 teams that have never had a 10-win season. This is the year they do it. They finished 12-0 this year, win the Big 12, bye week in the playoff. They stomp on the Knights today, 42-7.
7.
Andy, hey, that was a strong statement.
Undefeated, Andy. Hey,
That was a strong statement. They
if they play the Mormons from Pablo, that's gonna be a game because they put on the show last night, man. But you know, Andy does have a point. They are gonna win the game convincingly. They do probably control their own destiny in the Big 12. But when they get to the pass, I don't think they can handle no Bama, no Georgia, and nothing like that. But I get the score, 35-21. I can't count my nights out too much. I'm a Florida boy. Gotta go with it.
And for clarification, this isn't at the Bounce House. This is at Iowa
It's
State.
in Ames? 35-14. We gonna take one of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Iowa State because UCF and when they play against Colorado, it was kind of a head scratcher how they're gonna be. So I think Iowa State just gonna come out on top. We're gonna do a 38-14 type. They're gonna come out and they're gonna stay undefeated.
I like that. I think a true freshman quarterback coming into Ames, Iowa, a 6-0 team for the first time since, man, my daddy wasn't even born in 1938.
My granny either.
I don't think my granddaddy was born
Granny
in
either.
1938.
I won.
I think we was around then, maybe, possibly.
I don't even think any of the people I know today was around at that time.
I feel like I was. My joints a little achy. Yeah.
Mine too, man. But I really think that this team has a lot to prove. They got a lot of momentum. They got the city behind them. This is the first time they've seen anything like this in a long time.
Yeah.
So I think Iowa State coming out with the dub, and I think that freshman quarterback struggled. I'm gonna say Iowa State 42. I'm gonna say UCF 10.
And yeah, they would stop the UCF quarterback's running game too, cause he can run really good.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
They put the fries in the bag, son. It's time. Let it go.
Stop. Man, he
Too
just
much on
started.
KJ,
Come on
man.
now.
That's a Mississippi boy. I'm gonna stand up for our Mississippi boys, man. He had a bad. Let
You've been
him.
disappointing me. Let him supposed to be in my Heisman dark horse. AJ, help me out, man. Making my preseason prediction look terrible. Make me look like I don't know what I'm talking
He's
about.
gonna have a chance, but he's gonna get it right. Now, last game for predictions. We talking about Memphis and North Texas. Now, Andy, I love me some Memphis. And when I was coming out of high school, I wanted to go to Memphis. So you tell me how you feel about this game.
I don't want to say I love Memphis because they are like one of our main rivals here at Southern Miss in the Black and Blue Bowl, which is thankfully coming back here in a couple of years. It'll be right back in Hattiesburg, I think, in 2027.
We want to see it.
But
I'll come back for that one.
at the beginning of the season, Memphis was my favorite to be the group of 5 delegate into the college football playoff. I don't think it's going to happen for them now. It probably turned to Boise State or Army one. But I still like Memphis to make a big bowl game this year. You know, that's an exciting team to watch. I love that coach. It's just nice. North Texas has done all right this year. I believe they're 3-3 or 4.
5-1. They both 5-1.
Are they both 5-1?
Yeah, they
Yes, sir.
5-1.
Change
They're
up a
battling
little
for
bit.
second place.
Change
They
up.
don't really change it up none for me. I've never really bought into North Texas. They're a weird team. They haven't been that good since Mean Joe Green was there back in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's just
It's the truth.
they're just. I ain't got a lot of hype behind them. Memphis wins 45-20.
45 to the game. Coming over you. How you feeling?
One name that comes to mind when I think of Memphis, Seth Hennigan, man. He's bought into Memphis. He got the Memphis swag with him, you know what I'm saying?
Like you 7 for him? Yeah, he's been there for a while.
He's old as dirt, but
Wait,
the
7
boy playing
seasons?
now, man. This is his time, man. The Mike Norvell era is gone out of there. He at Florida State, they struggling, but we ain't gonna talk about them today. Look, I got Memphis. I give them 45-21. If it's at the Liberty Bowl too, the crowd gonna be rocking. You know, North Texas ain't had no Memphis area type thing. You know, they up in the suburbs, they chilling. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give it to Memphis, man.
Naya,
This
coming
is
over
in
you.
Memphis.
Yes.
In Memphis.
Oh. Look, I picked in North Texas to win. I might have to flip it, y'all.
Oh, we getting a flip mid-show.
I might have to flip it because we know how Memphis get down. And then this their first time in a while being good at football too. I think they're gonna run it 20-28. I think they're gonna come out on top.
They're gonna get it back in blood.
Now, I know I told y'all I love Memphis. When I was coming out of high school, I wanted to go to Memphis. But I got to do it to Memphis.
Oh.
Give me North Texas, man. This team it's an up-and-coming team. This is the game that you want as a team in a division that you trying to make a name for yourself. Memphis has been in this American and they've been doing well. This is a game that North Texas has to win. And I think that's what the coach is preaching to them. We want to make a name for ourselves in this conference. We want to show that we're front runners.
Yeah.
This is the game we need. Going to Memphis, win. I'm going to say North Texas 24. I'm going to say Memphis.
Michael, one thing, man. If Memphis loses this game, they're going to send them YNs after you, bro. Because it's you. This is the reason. See, we all with Memphis.
Hey, listen. I love Memphis. Shout out Glorilla. RP Young Dolph. But I got to go with North Texas right here. I apologize.
You think North Texas is a sleeper?
I really
Sleeper?
truthfully do. This team has been building momentum since last year. They were pretty decent last year. They've been building this momentum. And teams that start slow and build that momentum up, they always need that one game where they pop. And I think this could be the game where they pop.
Okay, we will see.
Any final thoughts on this homecoming? Anything y'all want to share with the fans before we get on out of here?
Southern Miss just has to play better, man. That's what.
Yeah, we got to do better.
KJ, you gonna get in today? Show me something. If you score a touchdown, you gotta put the fries in the bag till next year, man. we gonna keep you. We gonna keep you.
And any final thoughts?
We just got to play better.
That's what you gonna say.
It's a disappointment for me.
Southern Miss fan out there, we got to play
has to
better.
play better.
Something's got to change.
And you don't sound like the Southern Miss fans, the student section, because they say some words we can't say on television.
The student section is a little bit pissed off to say.
We don't need to get exposed again to student
But the
section.
student section is a little bit mad.
They got to be there today, man.
And they do have to be there today for Southern Miss.
Yeah.
The crowd has to be there. It's homecoming. We got alumni here.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of influential people that graduated from this wonderful university. We got family. We got friends.
We got
a tailgate
games.
atmosphere. I'm out here with my brothers and sisters. I'm out here with the black fraternities and sororities.
Yes.
I would
Shout
put
out
up-
to the D9.
Exactly. Talk to them.
Yeah.
But look, that is it for the homecoming episode of Hub City Game Day. I am your host, Micah Gibbs. This is my guy, Andy. This is Gabe, and our special guest, Mya. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. It's been so fun.
The first guest too. At that.
The first started it off.
Hey, every year mine gonna be the first guest. We gonna do that.
Y'all are watching.
Mya, you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay.
I miss this. I'll come back next year.
Of course. Whenever Hub City Game Day blow up, you'll always be known as the first guest on this show.
The first.
And she is etched in history.
Oh.
So, thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all for watching. We out of here. Love y'all as always. Yes, sir.
Two.
To the top.